everybody, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about my 2020 reading goals. A new year means new reading goals, even though I didn't do one for 2019, but I'm doing one this year. So some plans that I have with like reading, some sort of goals. These are casual goals, you know, it's not like I'm going to be really mad if I don't manage these goals, but you know, it's nice to have some guidelines, things you want to try out with reading this year. And yeah, that is what I'm going to talk about today. Some of my reading goals, some things that I want to do with my reading this year. And yeah, let's get started with that. First of all, as always, I'm going to set my Goodreads reading goal to 1 because I just don't really like to have a goal on Goodreads. But like my secret reading goal that I'm going to try to manage is 100 books this year. I have done it before in 2018, not in 2019, but it was because I had like a massive reading slump that lasted for 3 months. And then I still managed to read 92 books. So, you know, I think if this is going to be a normal reading year without this massive reading slump, then 100 books should be doable. But I'm not going to add that to Goodreads or anything. And if it doesn't happen because of something other unexpected, or like maybe another reading slump, then that's okay. It's not really all that important, but that's sort of like my secret reading goal that I want to try to achieve. Then for my next reading resolution for this year is that I really want to try to read more nonfiction. I want to read more personal stories that really happened. You know, more memoirs or autobiographies. I don't really want to read more non-fiction in the sense of like, you know, school books and that sort of thing. Not like more history books. I read history plenty already, so not like that, but really like personal memoirs and stories. And I just want to hear more about that because there are so many interesting stories out there, and I want to know, you know, what's happened to some people, what their lives are like, and what you can learn from that. So that is definitely one of my main goals for this year, to read more books like that. I'm pretty much inspired by this because of Educated by Tara Westover. I'm reading that right now. Maybe I've already finished it by the time this video goes up. But that one so far is very interesting and so beautifully written, so I want to read more like that. And if you have any recommendations for me, I would love to hear them. Then another goal for this year that I would like to achieve, but I'm not completely sure how much that is going to happen, but I really want to read more book series this year, or like to finish more book series this year, because I read plenty of book series, but the problem is continuing with them and finishing them. I don't think I'm the absolute worst with not finishing book series. I finished some series, but right now I have a lot of series that I started and that I haven't read the next book of, you know, for like maybe a year or so, and I want to hopefully change that a little and try to finish some book series. And if I'm not going to finish them, officially DNF them, because that's another one of my reading goals. I want to DNF more series or books, not because, you know, DNFing because of DNFing, but I want to DNF more easily when I don't like a book, because right now I have a lot of trouble with that. I just don't really like to DNF all that much. I really want to see if the book maybe gets better towards the end, but it's not really worth it to spend so much time on a book that you are not going to love. And then the same thing with book series. I can be very loyal to series once I've started them, but I should be more casual with like, it doesn't matter if you DNF a book series, it's not that big of a disaster. So finish more book series or otherwise DNF them. So these two are sort of, you know, they can come together. And yeah, those are some things that I hope to achieve this year. Then for my next goal, I also want to read more big books. So like The Priory of the Orange Tree, you can see it very small part of it right there. But more bigger books, because I have a lot of big books on my TBR. And maybe should do an updated version of that, like the biggest books on my TBR. But again, I have so many, and the thing is, I'm always so intimidated, and then you pick it up and I'm afraid that I will be stuck with that book for like weeks on end, and I normally don't really like that all that much. But I really should make more time of it and not stress out too much. Like, not that I'm really stressed with books, but somehow big books are more intimidating and they tend to put more reading pressure on you because, you know, it takes more time to finish them. So I want to read more of the big books that are on my TBR, because when I do it, I definitely note that it's worth it, because a lot of those big books are very good ones. And I shouldn't be too scared by it or too intimidated by it, because it's okay, it's just a book. And if it takes a while longer, then that's okay. And yeah, okay, I hope I can finish more of them. Then for my final reading goal, I would love to try out some new authors this year. So authors I haven't read anything of yet, because I can be very loyal to authors, and once I like an author, I will read all of their work. But like Kristen Hanna and Taylor Jenkins Reid, I love those authors, so I read all of their books. But I think this year it's time to try out some new authors that I haven't read anything of yet. One that I definitely want to try out this year is Stephen King. I have never read anything by Stephen King, so I really want to read at least one of his books to see if he is something I will like. And then there are plenty of other authors that I've never read anything by yet. So, you know, I sort of want to broaden my horizon, go out of my author comfort zone, see if there is an author that is going to be my new all-time favorite. And again, recommendations are welcome. If you know anyone that I really should read a book of, then please let me know. Yeah, I just really want to try out new things and see what I'm going to like and what I'm not going to like, because of course that's also fine if you don't like something. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it for my reading goals of this year. I don't have any like Booktube goals, because overall I'm pretty pleased with how my Booktube channel is going right now. I have like a new editing program. I now use Final Cut Pro. I have a new filming lens. I use the Canon 24mm like lens. So that was like one of my resolutions of last year, to maybe upgrade my videos a little bit in quality, and I've done that now, and I think that my goal for it is to try out even more and experiment with it and see what looks best and what works best. But overall I'm very happy with the videos that I make. I love to talk about books, and I just want to keep going with what I've been doing. I also want to continue reading vlogs. I'm not completely sure if I'm going to do them every week, because I don't know, I'm just not the best at constantly filming what I do, or at least what I read, but I want to see and maybe experiment with those a little bit. But overall I'm very pleased with how everything is right now with like my Booktube channel. So yeah, that was pretty much it for like my bookish goals for this year. I'm in a pretty good place right now with reading and Booktube, so it's not like something massive or anything, but you know, some tiny things that might be nice to try out this year. But this was it then for this video, and if you like this video, maybe go subscribe or give it a thumbs up, because as always I would really appreciate that. And then hopefully I'll see you again very soon in my next video. Bye!